Welcome back, everybody. A couple weeks back, we did a first impressions of the Tilta Float. We got a lot of great comments on that video. One of the questions that we got was, how did we mount the pendulum to the battery plate? So I thought we'd do a short video and kind of talk a little bit how we attach this to the bottom of the battery plate. Now, I believe that this setting here is the proper way to use the pendulum. I don't know it was originally designed to go on the bottom of the battery plate. I think when I was looking online and when we purchased the pendulum, it looked like it was without the battery plate attachment, and it had the Ronin battery sort of in a bracket that fit onto the bottom of the float. However, when we got it and we looked at how a Trinity operates, and that has certainly a larger pendulum on the back, it seemed obvious to me that this kind of movement would really help us with our balance. So I looked at what was in the kit, and one of the things was this small bracket here, and another bracket came with the kit here to the battery plate, and of course this is the top bracket that hooks onto the float itself. And so what I did was, the first thing you'll notice with this is that it has some Allen keys right here. And the Allen keys can be taken off, and you can literally remove the side pieces, which then turns this into a block. So I pulled the clip, I took out the different pieces of the pendulum, which incidentally you'll notice we have a piece of gaff tape on it, keeping them so they all move in unison, so they don't clatter or move back and forth. And we also added 2 washers just to take up a little bit more space so that they didn't move from side to side, because I think sound is something that's important as well. You really can't hear this the way that it's set up, so it works very well. So getting back to how we did it. So we take off these plates by undoing the Allen key, and now you're left with the square. On the inside, you'll notice there's a screw. It's a machine screw. And I determined there was a hole directly in the center that went directly through the block that lined up with a center hole right here on the bracket. And of course, everything is machined and everything can be screwed into on this plate. And so I got the proper size machine screw, and I apologize if I don't know the exact measurement of this machine screw, but you can easily test it to make sure it goes into, fits any of the grooves in here. If you go to your hardware store, you can find the right screw. I gauged what it needed to be. It's pretty much about 1.25 inches, maybe to 1.5 inches is what it needed to be in length. And then the important thing is that it didn't have a very thick head. I don't know if you can kind of see that, but it has to clear the pendulum at the top. If it clicks and hits it, then you're either going to have to do one of 2 things. You're either going to have to get a grinder and grind down every one of the pendulums a little more flat so that it can clear, right? Or you're going to do what I did, which I grinded down the head of the screw. So now there's still enough facing that I could still unscrew it if I need to, but I did grind it down, and that movement allowed it to move perfectly in and out without touching. I mean, it really clears with maybe a couple millimeters. Now, once you attach this and get it on tight, right? Now this block is part of the battery plate. Then I reattached the 2 side pieces with the Allen keys. I reassembled the pendulum. As I said early, we taped it. We put a couple more, 2 more larger washers in, and then we just added the clip, and the clip keeps it in there. So that's how we did it. And so doing that, when the camera goes down, it changes. When the camera goes up, it changes the balance. And it really does make a big difference. I don't know why it wasn't designed this way in the beginning, but I don't think it's that big of a challenge to have a flatter head screw with the proper distance is all you would need from Tilta if it was part of a kit, or when you ordered it from this kit to be able to attach it to the bottom of the base plate. So that's how we did it, and I hope that that helps. We also have a full balancing video that's coming up, and with that, we're going to reattach it, we're going to get everything balanced out, and we'll show you how we balance the float. So hey, we enjoy your comments. Please comment any further if you have additional questions. I just wanted to get this video out because I know a lot of you are trying to figure out why it doesn't really, it's not designed to be here, but it needs to be here. So this is how we did it, and I think it works well. So we'll see you on the next one.